Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Today we are here to look at the Arktis RainShield. Now, I'm going to put a timestamp just here or wherever it goes because I need to do an apology before I do this. And as an honest, humble guy, this is a genuine apology, and that is because Arktis sent this to me over a year ago, and I don't know how it happened, but it happened and it was put into a cupboard and I only noticed it about 2-3 weeks ago. So I got on the blower to Arktis straight away, apologised profusely. They're an amazing team and they were like, yeah, you know, it happens. And so this has actually been fast forwarded. I fast tracked this out to get some content out on this. I wanted to say a huge apology to Arktis. I thought as I have this public forum, I might as well do it publicly as well, just to show that that was sincere and hopefully, yeah. So there you go. But let's get back to the actual RainShield itself. So I've actually been very lucky because the last 2 or 3 weeks have been well, that's not unseasonably rainy. It should be snowing this time of year, but it's just been very rainy. And in fact, yesterday, Mrs. Moorlander and I went out into the moorlands and we shot some content on some radios. So hopefully that's been out yet. If it's not, then you'll see that content soon, and you'll see just how kind of wet it was. Mrs. Moorlander had this on for the entire time, and she actually had this combination. So getting back to the actual jacket itself, this is designed to be a packable, stowable, lightweight outer that you can use as a 3-layer system. Now, the way in which a 3-layer system works is that you will have your underlayer, which will be, you know, whatever it is that you've got on, your t-shirt. You'll have a mid-layer, which will be part of your insulation to keep you nice and warm. And then your outer layer is what will protect you from the elements. And that is where, and as you would imagine, the name RainShield comes from. So this is designed to be something that you can easily stow away, and in fact it does come with a stuff pouch, so you get that with it, you ram it all in, pull it tight, and you can put this away into a backpack. As far as the weight of this is concerned, it's also very light. Now this is the large, so it will be a little bit heavier than this, but if you were to take a medium, the medium comes in at roughly about 400 grams. So you might find that this is maybe, say, 20 or 30 grams heavier than that, because this is the large. I am a large. I generally go for a large, and this is a large. I will say though that you will probably see in a lot of the reviews on the Arktis website that this does wear bigger. And that's specifically from feedback that they had. I think it was 2019, so the original RainShield, if I didn't actually mention this, this is the RainShield version 2. The original RainShield, they had some feedback that because this is designed to just go over anything, that it needed to be able to go over anything. So whether you've got a heavy smock underneath this, whether you've got a heavy parka underneath this, this will easily fit over pretty much anything. In fact, whilst I was at home just randomly going, oh, let's try that, let's try this, lots of different jackets, there wasn't anything that I couldn't put this over. In fact, a few weeks back we looked at the Helicon Tex Level 7 jacket. That was perfect underneath here actually. It still left enough room that the material between this jacket and that the inner jacket also kind of moved around nicely. So you will find that if you're just wanting to wear this as a rain layer, if I take off this, so the combination that I currently have on, so this is my Helicon Tex Wolfhound hoodie. That will keep me nice and warm. But if I'm out and maybe just got a t-shirt on, you will notice that I wouldn't say this drowns me, but as a large it feels more like an extra large. So if it is that you're wanting this purely just as a jacket like this, I'd say probably go a size down. But if you're wanting this as intended, if you're a large, get a large. If you're a small, get a small. And you'll find that this will fit over pretty much anything that you want to put underneath this. I'm just going to put this back on mainly because I think it's best that you see this with something underneath it. It is the intended purpose for this, so I think whilst demonstrating it, it's probably best. Now the materials that this is made from, so the outer material on this is a do they call it a mini or a micro? It's either a mini or a micro ripstop, and it's a nylon material. So it's made from, so they also do, they do a different version of this, which is called their stowaway jacket, which is very similar to this. So it still uses the same mini ripstop nylon outer, which is also DWR coated as well. So if you're wanting to, you know, get wet in this as it's designed to do, then it will, water will just brush off of this. But then also on the inside, there is a fully waterproof drop liner within this as well. So for some strange reason, if the water did manage to get through the nylon on the outside, then you do have a waterproof layer on the inside. Now, hopefully this might look good for a thumbnail, but I thought I'd test it out. You know, I'm bone dry because of the DWR coating. With a little bit of a shuffle like that, any of the water that's on the outside now is pretty much just beaded away into fine little points, which, because they're a lot smaller, will evaporate off of this. All of the zips that are on here, so the zip on the front here, these are waterproof zips. Now they're not YKK, they're from a different company that I've not heard of before. It's got a KEE, it's either KEE or K33. I know everybody raves about YKK zips, however, what I will say is, from the reputation that Arktis have, I fully expect that these have been tested to the nth degree, but splashing the front there, none of the water has come through. Actually, the water has just come through when I opened the zip, but with any zip, so these are the AquaGuard style zips, so they do have a little kind of water membrane on the front. But any of you will know, if you've been at the top of a mountain, you've got a force 10 gale and it's coming down, the rain's coming down sideways. Even zips like this are a point for water ingression, and you know, it happens. I remember being out, there was a couple of us, I'd got a Paramo, what was it, is it the Paramo Torres? And the zips on that were bomber, no water coming through, but I had a couple of mates and they were out and they did get wet. So when they opened the jackets up, there was just a line there where the water had gone through on the zips. But these are the AquaGuard zips, and just to make sure, so on the inside as well, there is also a hood or a rain hood on the inside to make sure that if any water does seep through, then it will also minimize the chance of that getting onto whatever there is underneath. Sleeves are great. Now I will say that the sleeves on this are actually quite long, but that was one of the things that they'd specifically had feedback on when they went from the RainShield version 1 up to the RainShield version 2. There were members of the police, there were members of the armed forces community that had asked to have the sleeves extended. Yeah, I probably should have asked why, but I'm guessing for the point of that is, generally when they're down here, you want the sleeves just to be kind of at the cuff just there. But there's a lot of times that you're out, you're doing whatever it is that you need to do, and having a sleeve that is slightly longer keeps your wrists protected, keeps kind of things away, but as you're reaching out, it's an extra little bit longer, which is great as well. The sleeves on here do have closures on this, so if you did want to kind of make sure that it's on there to stop wind, stop rain, anything like that from getting in, then you can cinch these back. Mrs. Morlander last weekend when she was sat on Hen Cloud while I speed marched across the roaches. This was the exact combination that she had. So she had the wolfhound underneath this, and she had this on over the top. There was a light shower, only lasted maybe about 20 minutes or so. She was great. I'm not saying that she's nesh, but you know, she's susceptible to the cold. Even Mrs. Morlander was quietly delighted just how warm and how dry this had kept her. Now, as far as pockets are concerned, there are 2 pockets down here angled in so that when you put your hands into them, they sit in a natural position. Both zips on here zip up from the bottom and close at the top. All of the zips that are on here from the one on the breast pocket, and also down here as well, they also have like a little garage. So when you push the zip into it, the zip goes up into the garage. There are no zipper pulls. I mean, there are. There's the actual little zipper pull itself, but there's no extended zipper pulls on here. I believe that's probably just to make sure that that is less snaggable. It's not going to catch on many things. However, if you wanted to pick up some zipper pulls, you can pick them up for like 1,000 from Amazon for a couple of quid. So there's no issues with that whatsoever. The pocket that is on the breast pocket here is reasonably large. You're not going to be able to fit a map into this. Now it does go right across here to the armpit, so maybe if it goes in that way, but you might need to do a little bit of origami with your map to get it in. But gloves, a flask, I mean, it's large. My span from the bottom to the top there is exactly 9 inches. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. And I can put my hand in and I can hold my hand all the way up to the top, and it's not touching the bottom lining of the pocket itself. There's probably maybe another ½ an inch worth of travel in there. So they are large. You might, you know what, you might actually be able to fit a map in there, but like I say, it's probably going to need a little bit more folding than you would normally get with one of the kind of the standard OS maps. Hood-wise, now this was another kind of update that they did when they went from version 1 to version 2, and that was they were just asked to make the hood larger. I have a huge head. It's shaped like a freaking melon, so having something that has a large hood, I love. I think it's brilliant. There is plenty of room in here. Now, if you do need to cinch this down, you do have some pulls here. You can pull these down, and then you have those little kind of press clasps so that you can undo those. And then at the back, rather than being one of those pull ones, instead, it's hook and loop, so that when you do have this back as well, the hook and loop's actually it's just a little bit easier so that you can get it back there, pull it up, undo it, bosh, you're kind of done. There are also tabs on the front here at the bottom. So because of how large, or because this is larger or a larger fit than you would probably have, it's great to have these on here. Now, if I undo these, again, it doesn't bellow out, it's not huge, it's just a little bit larger than you'd expect. But as I've probably mentioned several times already, that's exactly how this is designed. The purpose of the RainShield is to have this ultra lightweight. It's not ultra lightweight. The ultra lightweight would be the stowable one. The difference between the stowable one is the stowable one doesn't have the drop liner. It's just the outside nylon liner. So the original point was to have a very nice, lightweight, waterproof solution, so that whilst you're out doing whatever it is and you need something so that you can throw on over the top of that it's going to be able to keep you away from the elements, as the outer layer of a 3-layer solution certainly should do. So yeah, really happy with this. Now, as I say, there was an error on my part, and that's why I fast-tracked this. Luckily, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's been a lot of heavy rain, so I've been out. Now I say heavy rain, I've not been out in a real torrent. However, having a few friends that have some of these, I know of people, and I have seen other reviews where people have had similar, or at least they have had heavier rains. They've had absolutely no issues with these whatsoever. Oh, I forgot to also mention, as you'd expect, yes, there are taped seams. All of the seams throughout this are taped because, well, it would just make sense. If they weren't taped, then you're probably going to end up pretty wet. So let's do it again. I mean, I bought a second bottle with me, and it might be worth, like I say, it might be worth a thumbnail. But I think I've even got some left. No issues whatsoever. It shielded me from the rain. I mean, well, it was actually just tap water, but if it was raining, it would shield me from the rain, being the rain shield. So yes, very nice. What I will do is, of course, at this point, as I quite rightly should do, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Arktis for sending this to me, even though it was a while back. It has been through some intensive training, intensive testing. I will leave all of Arktis's links below so that you can see more from them and some of the other products that they do. I'm definitely going to pick up one of the stowaway ones. Having recently done the Helicon Tech's, what was it, the Tramontane and the Wind Stopper? Yeah, so I'm intrigued about that one just to see how that kind of compares against them, so I might pick up one of those next. I've also got one of their smocks lined up as well, so yeah, picking up one of those after I get back from IWA, hopefully soon. That's the point, IWA soon. Is anybody going to be at IWA in Germany? Leave some comments below. I'll be there Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday I'll be there, so it'll be great to see anybody. If you see me, say hello. I might look confused because I might not know who you are, even though you might know who I am. But yes, so I'll leave Arktis's links below so that you can see more from them. I'll also leave some of my social media links here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel Moorlander Tactical. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander and stay EDC. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is... Why did I do that with my hands? In today's news, we'll be talking about... kids. Or not having kids. Shut up. Where were we? Oh God. Don't have kids, they're just walking petri dishes. I think I said this before, jeez. Don't have... Well, I mean, you got to have kids, don't be selfish. Don't be a... What do they call it? Is it a dink? A dink. I think it's a dink. D-I-N-K. Dual income, no kids. Think of all of the wars, all of the famines, all of the revolutions. Every single one of your ancestors has been the strongest one from every single one of those. And you've decided you're big enough not to continue the most successful bloodline in your family. It's all about life choices, I guess. Anyway, where were we? Actually, where were we? If you've got two hoods, it's the law that you have to put one hood in the other hood. Whomever the psychopaths are there that are out walking with the hood separate like that, jeez. They're the people that shouldn't be having kids. Now, where were we? Hi, I'm the Moorlander. Oh, there's a fly. Bugger off, stupid fly. Oh. No, zoom in on my face, you stupid camera. What the frickin' frick? Do on, you stupid bloody... Anyway, where were we? I need to come down a bit. I'm stood in a hole. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. Today we are here to have a look at the Arktis RainShield. Why have I still got Storm Shield stuck in my head? Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and I forgot what I was going to say. Did I have my meds this morning? I must have done. Why am I being a dick? We're in the woods! this. You know, I remember as well. You might have seen this. I'm just kind of moving my camera around here, don't mind. Oosh, I'll fall over for a second. You might have seen one of these before. Anybody follow Grantham? Mike on Grantham wears one of these a lot. They do one in the arid colour. Very, very cool colour. Mike had heard that I'd got one of these, asked if he could have one because he knew what a legend I was, which obviously I'm very humbled about because he's a bit of a legend himself. But yeah, so check out his channel. He's got this little channel called Grand Thumb, something like that, something about your thumb. But yeah, check him out. He's a nice guy. Still waiting for a phone call, Mike. Now it's Sunday today, but I don't know when this is coming out. I think it's going to come out on the Sunday. I've done a lot of filming yesterday, I've done a lot of filming today, so I'm not sure what order these are going to come out in. But if it is a Sunday, which I think it is, I hope you're all having a good day. Yeah, and I'll see you soon.